Yeah, played football, played for Desmond Howard Saints. First, let me go back. I first played Muni League, Forest for Pile Six, won a championship. But before that, I had played in Atlanta, Georgia. I said I've been to quite a few states. So when I was younger, I stayed with my father in Atlanta, Georgia, due to him and my mom maybe splitting up at that time. Who knows? I don't know. I was young. Played some football out there. Did pretty good. Didn't get it. I missed the last game, which was actually the championship. Come to find out, we did win back then. So I still have a trophy that I never collected. Right, something crazy. So anyway, moved back up to Cleveland, Ohio. I graduated from Miles Elementary. If anybody's familiar with the Miles area, they know Miles Elementary. Um, I graduated with quite a few people that I still keep in contact with to this day. So yeah, I played football for a team called Desmond Howard Saints, which in the midst of that was in a time where being at an age we were, what will we say, feeling ourselves, trying to find your way, your identity. So mine was kind of focused more so on other things like the streets due to certain situations that was going on in the house. Okay. So still trying to be a kid, grown, and play sports at the same time. That's a lot for a child to handle, right? So at the same time, I end up getting a scholarship to a school called St. Edwards. Now, at this time, if you want to check the history books or anything, at that time, it was only a handful of African American children that went there. It was an all boys school. So at that time, you had people like Sam Clancy, Rodney Bailey, Steve Logan, Dewan Gross. Um, you have other people as well. Now, these are people that I'm stating to you that made a big impact on that school, in college, and also in the NFL and the NBA. Okay. I went to school with them. Then later on, right after, I got into a situation, I brought a lifestyle to that school at that time that should not have been brought. I'll say that. Okay. Without getting into too many details. It's in the record books, public record. You ask anybody that went to school at that time, they'll tell you about me. Okay. I'm Ted. That's what they call me on the streets in the Cleveland of Ohio. Ted. Okay. Now, around 93, going into 94, I made a decision to jump off the porch, right? So the decision that I made was a grown man's decision that I wanted to start hustling and start bringing in income. Now, was I working? Yes, that was the first hustle. When I say hustle, I mean the streets. Start hustling in the streets, right? I started that turning to the age of 13. So that tells you I was 12 before I actually, when I first made the decision. I was 12 years old. My mother's gonna see this video. She's gonna be tripping because she never know. Okay. When I turned 14, I made a decision to play football for Desmond Howard Saints. Last year at Bannerweight, they know about me on that field. That's all I need to say about that. Okay? They know about me on that field. Anybody want to stand up and contest it? Like I said before, I want you to subscribe. I want you to give much content, all feedback. Give some likes if it's even a dislike, but if I know the likes were going to be there. If you want to question that era about me being on that field, so come to me, but make sure you come correct. Doesn't matter who you are, where you ended up at later on, if you were in the NFL now or not. You know what I did on that field. Now, my decisions that I made in life is what kind of brought me off of the field, not the way I played. So, this introduction to me is something that I want you guys to know. So, when I do have people on my platform, I want you to understand that the person that's behind videoing them and giving them the chance to get out their story is that you know that it's a real motherfucker behind that camera. No bullshit, okay? So this is the only reason why I'm giving you this footage. I want y'all to know exactly who I am. Because I'm a new person on the block, as they would say, per se. And I don't want you to think or even guess who I am. I want you to know right now. I'm letting y'all know that I'm about to bring a new style of things to this world, of the platforms, because I done stayed quiet for many years. Many, many, many years that I have sat back in the background and not actually gave up the talent that I actually have. So, just so everybody knows that when I drop something, the shit is real. If I say something about somebody, the shit is real. You know why? Because I was there. I'm Ted. And if you know anything about the streets at that time coming up, you know who Ted is. We ain't got to get all the way into all the details and stuff. But I was out there for a long time. Half of the people that was out in my area that started with me, they probably started after me. It's nothing to glorify. So we're not going to glorify this lifestyle, right? But I'm just telling you who I am. I never actually consider myself a hood nigga. I consider myself a street person. Somebody that survives all the outcomes and means of the streets. That doesn't mean that it has to be illegal. It can be legal as well. Somebody that can be on both sides of the fence if you had to. That's the streets. And the reason why I say that is because we all wear a mask the day that we walk. Every day that we walk out of our door, we put a mask on, right? The only time that you will see that person or the true person that person is when you go over that person's house at 7 o'clock in the morning and knock on their door. Wake them fresh up out of their sleep, and you'll see them in the daylight. That's who that person is then. Anything after that, once they get dressed, get there, brush their teeth, wash their face, wash their ass, put their socks on, put on their panties or drawers, or put on their bras or t-shirts, or even your tank top or whatever you want to call it, wife beater. Or she puts on her sports bra and she puts on her clothes and she puts on her little perfume, her makeup and her earrings, her lipstick, her fingers and all that. And we put on our clothes, we put on our baseball cap or whatever we decide to put on, our gaiters, our tennis shoes, our boots, which I deal with boots for real. But you know how it go. But once you do that and you walk out that door, it's time to put the mask on. Whoever you decide to be that day is who you are. So what I'm saying is that every time that I give you content, it's going to be something for you to think about back at you.